Good morning, evening, afternoon, I'm Taylor Cat. Welcome to my channel. So today we are playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, or PWAT for short. It has been a month, and I don't remember what I am doing. Previously, I think I was in the middle of Miles's trial, or we just put away Yogi, or something. I'm about 88% sure this is where I left off. I think so. I hope so. And yeah, we're about to get into that without knowing anything or what evidence I have. But luckily I can look at my evidence, so I have that going for me. So let's get started with the confusion. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. I don't remember anything. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot. Wasn't there supposed to be 2 gunshots? And then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. There it is. One part of that testimony clearly contradicted the evidence. I don't know what it means. Okay, well, let's see what I have is. It would be helpful if I didn't have to look at all of the evidence in existence, because not all of this is the DL6 stuff. This is some of this is the stuff from the other thing with Yogi. DL6 case file. Is there info in here? Okay. Air in the elevator was oxygen depleted at time of incident. No clues found on the scene. Gregory Edgeworth, age 35. Only age 35. Defense attorney trapped in the elevator, returning from a lost trial with son Miles Edgeworth, age 9. One bullet found in the heart. The murder weapon was fired twice. Okay, so there it is. Okay. And the fact that it took so long, because I remember in the beginning of the game, I was like, oh, I have to just push A and go through all of the chat to get through where I want to go. I could just go over. Stop fighting. A single gunshot. Okay, here it is. And DL6 case file. Yeah. I'm here to objectify. That doesn't sound right. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. Oh, sorry, I forgot his voice. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until rescuers came. See, Honestly, I was a little held up on that scream part in my brain. So I wanted to, like, does scream have something to do with it? Or what? But I was kind of overthinking. I tend to overthink a lot. I see. No, no, no. No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file, the one that I'm smacking right now. One more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. Forgot how much of a dick he is. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? Well, you took all my other evidence. I remember that. You shocked me. Us. Or me. Was it both of us? You did something to me. I remember that. I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? I just looked at this. I did, but just to be safe. I think it's the second page. Victim data. Yep. I didn't just do that. Victim data. Look at the victim data. I did not just look through the file to find that out. I knew that from the top of my head. Look at the victim data in this file. Whack. I wonder if his hands hurt. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Rabbles, rabbles, rabbles. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet, the murder weapon was fired twice. That's one more time extra. So, twice. 2 times. Which is more than once. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? You'd have to admit, this would be an entertaining trial to see. At least Yogi's was, because we brought in a parrot. Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred after 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. So is your face. I mean, that sounded rude. More hostile. So is his outfit. I mean, look at his clothes. I'm not ageist. His clothes, though, are quite dated. The pistol did fire once. However, we do not know when the second shot was fired. His no finger gets me every time. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy, at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case? Yes. Your Honor, I think I'll be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you see the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident? Well, I only have so many things. It's either ballistics or the photo. So, ballistics. Mr. Wright, please think of how you feel. Okay, so I take it that this is a no. Ouch. Okay, so it must be the photo. Yep. Look at this photo that I'm smacking with my hands. Look at this photo. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. It's the judge talking. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. Why are you so shocked? There's a bullet hole there. There's two. One in the guy, one on the door. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where? Santa Judge, sir. Your Honor. Do you need glasses too? Your Honor, please get a clue. Show the judge the thing, yeah. There. Right there. Poke. I poked it. Poked it with my finger. As should be the obvious, the contradiction is here. In this general spot where the hole is. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet there's also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired the second shot. Yeah. Order, order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? That my client didn't do it? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be? I don't know. The murderer, of course. Objection. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary? That's page 1. Look what is written there. Oh, the fact that it says there's no evidence left or something like that? Not a single clue found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the bullet would have been discovered on the scene. I mean, there was an earthquake and there was an elevator shaft. So it's possible it just got stuck between floors. And this happened 15 years ago. So, I mean, technology wasn't as great. It wouldn't have been as easy to get a bullet that was wedged between 2 floors. That's a possibility. Did you think about that? No? Of course they're not going to think about that. They're just going to be like, yep, karma's right. He does have a point. Santa Judge Daddy is always saying that. That he just feels like he's like the dad and this court and all of these children are there and he's just trying to get them to stop fighting. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of the matter, the whole truth. Then what about the bullet hole in the door? It was undoubtedly something else that made the bullet hole in the door. Like a bullet? Like what? Tell me what? Order. I will have order. No, sir, I will give you no such thing. I will remain snarky. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. That the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. No, I'm afraid I have to discount the defense claims. Tisk, tisk, tisk. No. I object. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. Okay, Judge, you realize you have to start questioning yourself when he says shit like that, right? Because, seriously? Gah! How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exit. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this? The whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. Oh, Nick, don't give up. I still think that doesn't make any sense. They were like, well, we couldn't find the second bullet, so we'll just assume that this one bullet is really the only thing. No. No. You said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else, who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. The shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention? Yes. Yes, I did. Oh no. Oh no! He's accepted his guilt. The guilt. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. See, I know, like, it's still going to continue because they're really stretching out this ending verdict here. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There's so many things I know I should be saying. Use tab, says Mia from the other side. But mine's going blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright. No objections. I have an objection. I have an objection. Because I have to have an objection. The game ends if I have no objections. So I object. Objection! Your Honor, I object. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Your existence. Because that is all just makes me want to punch you. Like, individually, it's fine. But you as an entire being is just like, ah. Oof. Nick? I don't know. His case is perfect. There's no such thing. Well, it's a short episode, but we'll end it here. We'll see if we win. Who am I kidding? I am gonna win. I'm gonna win because I'm Phoenix Wright, and I'm right all the time. And Miles is my client, and I won't let him lose because he must become my minion. um, and we'll finish up the next trial, even if that means the next episode is gonna be super long. So, until then, see you next time.